Happy Sunday, everyone. If you know me, I start promptly at 5 p.m. Why? I don't know if it's the church kid in me or if it's the military in me, or if it's because I knew my mother did not play about time. When she said we're leaving at 4 o'clock, we're leaving at 4 o'clock, and you were bound to get left. So that is probably ingrained in me. For everybody joining me for the first time, my name is Beverly Johnson, owner of Genesis Fitness, your health coach and personal trainer. And y'all, I did a thing. This is my first time streaming to YouTube. What? First time streaming to YouTube. So my YouTube family, if it's working out, put a comment in the chat and let me know that everything is working. I hope you've had an amazing week. I hope you've had some time to refresh and rejuvenate for this long holiday weekend. I don't know where you are in the world, but it is getting ready. We have an imminent snowstorm coming through the northern part of Alabama. And I know you're thinking, it can't be that bad for northern Alabama and snow. And the reality is, it is, because we're not equipped to handle snow like the northern states. So for us, we have a lot of rural counties, outlying areas that don't have the proper equipment to handle this type of snow, this type of weather. But I just really got to ask, because I just need to know, why y'all buying all the bread? I mean, y'all, I went to get some groceries. Did y'all have to take all the bread, all the milk, did y'all have to take it all? What about some of us that wait till the last minute to go grocery shopping? You didn't leave nothing for us. Absolutely nothing. So I came back with some peanut butter and some apples, and I'm just gonna have to trust Jesus that I'm gonna make it through this snowstorm, because y'all didn't leave me nothing. And I'm a little salty about it. But I'm strong. I'm going to make it through. Now, the beautiful part about this day is that I am not here alone. It is the day also after Founders Day for the most beloved, prestigious, the best sorority in the land ever created, the I Love, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I know others are coming behind me, but I got one more day, and your day comes tomorrow. A lot of people say, what comes after J13? February. February. That's what comes after J13. February. I love y'all. So without further ado, I'm going to bring my guest on for today, and she's going to talk about how we can dismantle the idea of busyness and how we confuse being busy with being productive, especially in the new year, because going into the new year, we have our lists, we have our journals, we have all this stuff that we think are aligning with our purpose. But today we're going to demystify some of that and really get into how we can be focused in the new year without feeling overwhelmed. Our guest today is the amazing, and I hope I say it right because I've been practicing all day, Mrs. Nichica Melton. She is focused, driven, passionate, and she, along with her husband, her partner in crime, they have been parenting 6 children. She's a realtor. She's an author. She's a speaker. I just want to know how she's doing all this and still look fine. I just want to know how she's getting all this in one day, because this speaks to the level of the product that she's doing, because how she managed to juggle a realtor, author, coach, mother, wife. I need to know the details. So without further ado, everyone, the amazing Nichica Melton.
Hey!
Hey, boo!
You were so close on my name. So close.
I was practicing all day.
It's Nichica.
Like Michigan.
Yes. It's all right. We good. We good. We
I
sort
made
of
it.
was. We good.
I made it southern because you know in Alabama it's Nichica.
Oh.
I,
Oh, okay.
we're not even gonna argue with it. We're like you can argue all day. Tell Nichica to come over here and get us.
And I'll answer. I
So
will answer.
so apologies, ma'am. I know your bio doesn't do you justice.
Thank you.
How did you get into this field of realty, coaching, speaking? How did you get into that? How do you balance that whole world?
Well, getting into it, I was coaching pro bono for a long time. Yeah, yeah, and for those who don't know, that means I was doing it for free. And so I stopped doing that and started charging for it. The real estate I've been doing for 7 years. For the past couple of years, I've owned my own real estate firm, which is a whole different can of worms. And then two-time published author, just released the second book. So we're excited about that. Speaking, being in ministry, actually, you know what? Just flashed back. The first time I spoke was in fourth grade. That was the first time. And I've never had that fear of speaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that I get energized being able to talk to people and share with people and encourage people. So I've been doing it along the way, just at different levels. And just getting into this aspect because my coaching has two legs. I
Mm-hmm.
have the one leg that, we're going to talk about tonight, which is the productivity and just, entrepreneurs and business owners are busy, constantly busy, but the bank account does not always reflect all that busyness. So what I do is I come in and help them focus on those activities, those money-making activities, refining the schedules, the organization, the prioritization, so that the bank account and the workload tend to match a little bit more. So that's one leg. And then the other leg of it is working with believers in just breaking that cycle of identity crisis. And it was in the second leg of the coaching that I knew I needed to do the first one, because when I would get the testimonials from my clients, the first thing they would say is that I got them organized, I got them focused, I helped them, focus on those right things for themselves and their business. So that's how the second leg was birthed.
That's awesome. So, do you think in this backdrop of social media and everybody now has tools and gems and everything else to drop, that we can be so inundated by data that we don't take the time to figure out what works for us?
Oh, 100%. We are digesting so much of everybody else's ways of doing things that we've got heartburn. We've got indigestion because we don't know which way to go. And what I do is I come in and I look at what you're doing and let's tweak that, because there's some habits that have been formed and habits are hard to break. And so I come in and I tweak what you're already doing so that it doesn't feel so out of pocket, I guess you could say. It doesn't feel so alien and abnormal, because we do have a lot of people coming in. Oh, do my program for 12 weeks and I'm going to get you in six figures. Lies, just straight up lies. You know what I'm saying? There's too much that has to take place in the mindset and then in the desire before you can even think about going for that six figures. So
do you think so? Have you ever had someone where you sat down and you were like, "Oh, baby, what are you doing?"
mm-hmm.
Where you don't even know how to get them started?
I know where to get them started just through conversation. I've had, because I've had virtual clients as well. And, when we do the Zoom, we can blur out the background. And, sometimes curiosity gets the best of me. And I'm like, What's behind you? Because even through the blur, I'm saying, yeah, they took that thing off. I said, put it back up. Put it back up. You are not getting anything done because you're from floor to ceiling in crap, and that's your office.
So it's a whole dumpster fire going on in the back.
Catch all. Catch all.
They were like, you don't see this because I don't see this.
Oh, put the blur back up. I don't want to see it. I know you're not getting anything done.
You say, because your anxiety has to be on 100 just sitting in it.
Oh, mine went to 100 just watching it for the 10 seconds. So I know the stress level is so high that they're not being productive. I already know, because your space is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. And that's a whole different ball game right there.
Say that again for the folks in the back.
Your space, okay, is a direct reflection of what's going on inside of you. I can walk into somebody's office, or what they call their office, and tell them what's going on in their world, because they correlate.
You know, when we were little, because my mom's on the chat. Hey, mama. When
hey,
we
mama.
got out, she every day, and it's a habit I still have to this day. She said, I don't care if we're not going anywhere. You're going to make your bed and you're going to get dressed. Because it sets the tone for how you walk through the day. She said, because something could happen and we got to drag you out, and I'm not going to search for you. Oh, it's a fire. Be like, get your shoe, find some clothes. Because she said she would always say that we may not be the richest of people. We may not be on Fifth Avenue, she said, but you honor and respect what you have. And you make the most of what you have. So when I go to people's houses and everything is cluttered and you're like, have a seat. And I'm like, well,
no, thank you.
I'm good.
All the way.
Or like, well, can I use your bathroom? No, I'm gonna have to thug this out, because if your living room look like this, I'm gonna just have to thug it out and just have to hold.
Yeah, my kidneys will be in pain till I get up out of here. Hey, Tish, girl, I see you in the chat. Okay, I got people shouting out in the chat.
And Mr. Melton wants you to know that you are an awesome speaker, and
that's my husband.
That's which I wouldn't expect him to say anything less. So when we talk about busyness, especially in the entrepreneur realm, because again, we try to do the spirit of too muchery sometimes. What does busyness look like?
Busyness is when your calendar is full. You've gotten to you're going throughout your day, you're tired, you're drained mentally, you're drained physically. But when you look back you're at the end of the day and you look back, or maybe even it's at lunchtime, and you're like, I really didn't get anything done that I needed to, but you feel like you gave everything you had for that day. That's busy. That's busy, because when you've been productive and you've done the things that are aligned with your goals, you can feel tired, but you're energized because you're like, I got stuff done. I can check it off that this goal was accomplished, this is leading me to where I'm trying to go. People are busy all day, but they're not being productive. And that's the difference. Productivity leads you to your goals. Busyness leads you to self-soothing.
And why would you say that leads to self-soothing? Because for a lot of people, this may be the first time they're hearing that, because I know we're in a space, again, in this social media space where everybody wants to be someplace where we're choosing sometimes popularity over purpose. And you may be in spaces that may not align with what you're trying to do.
Right. So self-soothing are those behaviors that you run to make yourself feel good, but they don't actually lead to anything good in your life. So people run to ice cream, they run to fast food, they run to binge watching on TV, they'll lay in their beds, they're doing things that don't feed the goals, and it digs a deeper ditch. Self-soothing leads to building crutches in your life. Okay. And when you talk about being busy and you reflect back on your day, one of the things that causes people to go in cycles is that you keep doing the same stuff over and over. You're just going in a circle. You're tired, but you haven't gone anywhere. And that's a circle. You're going in a cycle. You're doing busy work, which, to be fair, that has been ingrained in us. Busy work. We learn how to be busy in school.
But see, but Coach Melton, I done bought this journal off the Instagram, and it has given me the 8 ways that I'm supposed to make $100,000 in 7 days. Though and it told me that these steps. So you telling me that I'm not supposed to be doing all these steps every day, even though they're not leading me nowhere?
Well, what I'm saying is those steps may not work for you. This is one of the instances where what's good for the goose is not necessarily good for the gander, because everybody has their own way of digesting information. And that's why I don't come in, like, there's a core of what I do. But again, I'm looking at what you're already doing. What habits have already formed? What are your goals? Where are you trying to get to? And if you can't tell me what your goals are, then you're not trying to be a business owner.
I'm trying to make 100. I'm trying to make 100,000 in 14 days, like this journal told me to.
In what?
I don't know. See, the journal didn't tell me that. I just bought this course, ma'am, and it told me that I can make $100,000 in 8 days if I post to Instagram and do reels.
Okay. Are you within your 30 days?
Ma'am, I'm on day 39.
Oh, well, you can't send it back then. I'm gonna have to tell you to read the fine print next time. Because it's yours, okay? Maybe you can resell marketplace or something.
But see, I filled out the journal though, because it told me on page 12 that if I do this, I'm boom, I'm gonna be a YouTube star.
Are you doing it?
I mean, I'm making my YouTube videos. I peaked at 8 views the other day. I'm ready to be monetized
with 8 views. So, and you know what? That's the mindset of so many people that get caught up in marketing, not understanding that it's not just those 8 things or 12 things or my 20 steps or my 150 videos that you have to watch every single day. It goes deeper than that superficial stuff. You have to get into mindset. You have to get into habits. You have to find out I know you want to make $100,000, but we got to go, $100,000 is the end result. We got to go back to step 1. We got to go back to the beginning. I know what you want your end result to be, but we've got to outline the steps to get there. And it's not just going to be 8, depending on where you are.
That's not in my journal, Coach. Clarity is not in my journal.
Right. So is there a trash can near your desk?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to need you to put it there. Me and you can't work with that journal. We can't. You have already shown that purchase was not a good one. It is a life lesson.
See, I done peaked on my reels. I got 25 views though. I got 25 views.
That's great.
And see, I joke, but see, I've heard people tell me that. This is actually a conversation I've had with people. So Adriana wants to know, yes, the answer is it better to have smaller goals than a main goal? I know my answer, but would you answer that for Adriana? She said, is it best to have smaller goals that lead to the main goal?
It is. You have to break those large goals down. If you don't, you will get so frustrated with just life because there's going to be things that happen in the day-to-day. Disruptions happen. So you have to have those small goals to give you small accomplishments so that you don't feel like you're just spinning your wheels. You have to break it down.
And I think, I done stuck it. Hold on. Okay, I'm learning new things from StreamYard, y'all. Bear with me. And I think that's something that going into the new year, and that's really why I wanted you here to kick off the year, is that everybody has the journal, everybody has affirmations, and we start doing stuff. But then we get frustrated because it's not going in a certain path. We just have a lot of stuff, and you're instantly frustrated because it's going, but you're not going.
Right.
And so you alluded to productivity. What does productivity look like?
So productivity is more organized. It is more refined. Productivity is about alignment with specific goals for the day, for the week, for the month, for the year, 3 years, 5 years. Productivity is about alignment. It's about being focused. It's about saying, yes, I can do it, but no, I don't need to do it because this is not within what I'm trying to get done for the day, the week, the month, the year. Organized, scheduling, prioritization all lead to higher productivity.
Yes. And I'm glad you said it, because a lot of people, when they ask me what my day looks like, I actually don't have a lot on my day. I have specific things I have to do during the day.
Right.
And so it may, I had a friend of mine, she was like, I got 8 things on my list. I got to pound it out. What's on your list? 3. And everything that I'm doing aligns with those 3. That's it. And I will be, because I work from home and it's easy to just dibble and dabble in different things. And I will start something and I will catch it mid-thought. What does this have to do with what you got to do today? And I have to go, absolutely nothing. Well, focus on what you need to do. Because it'll start looking like in your mind a bunch of open computer tabs. And you have all these tabs open, and they're all pulling energy away from you.
Right.
And then by the end of the day, you are in a tailspin because you have all these tabs open and you can't remember what you were doing.
Because you're doing too much. Your mind is on so many different things. That whole scatterbrain concept, being pulled in too many different directions.
Adriana wants to know, for a daily list, how do you prioritize what is first?
Ooh, one of my core steps. People like steps. They like to know they're going from 1 to 10, the progression of it all. Adriana, you are funny to me with all your tabs open. One of the first things that I annihilate in the process is that doggone to-do list. I hate it with a passion. And we have been taught to do those things in our jobs, in our lives. To-do lists, no. And the reason why is because when you put something on a to-do list, it has really no importance. They're just things that you hope that you get done. And if you don't get them done that day, you just move it on over to another day. And you keep moving it and moving it and moving it, because there's really no sense of urgency on that list.
I was listening to a YouTuber earlier, and she was tackling anti-MLM network pyramid schemes. And this particular person she was highlighting wrote a journal. And the journal is probably twice this size. And with my camera, it's probably twice the size. And she put in there, whatever actions you don't do you roll it over to the next day. And all I kept thinking was, do you know how anxiety inducing that is?
Ridiculous.
To see your list from Monday roll over today and the day. I was like, do you know how anxiety inducing and overwhelming that is?
Right, because visually you're not seeing the progress, right? You're not seeing yourself move forward. What you're seeing is more crap being put on you. And that messes with your mind because you're seeing it, you're feeling it, you're stressing it. So, what I get my clients to do is you got to, if it is significant and important, meaning it's in alignment with your goals and your daily survival, okay, you've got to give it a time on your calendar. Kill the list. Kill it. The only list you should have is when you go grocery shopping, because when you go in the grocery store, especially when you're hungry, you start putting stuff in the cart that you had no business getting. So then you need to list the list to help you stay focused. But as far as something to help you get through the day, no. And there are journals, productivity journals, where they have the to-do list in there. I'm like, trash. No, garbage. It's ridiculous.
And I like how you alluded to how stressful that is. And another under thing that it also does is that depending on where you are and what you're dealing with emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, the undercurrent is I'm not good enough. I can't do anything right. This is just, once again, if I can't remember to buy trash bags, how am I going to lead a business? If I can't remember to go buy stamps, how am I going to be a world changer like they tell me to? So the underlying current is depending on what you're dealing with. Right. It may be reinforcing negative talk.
Very much so. It's a very real weight, and it happens every day to people, and folks want to just give up and say, you know what, there's no point because I'm sinking, I'm not going forward. And that's really not the truth. You're just not focused on the right things.
We have a
and that's where I shift.
We have a question from Ms. Wanda. At what point in a failing business do you know to let it go?
That's a loaded question.
It is.
Because there are many reasons why that business could be failing. And one of them could be because I'm not your coach and you don't have everything lined up and in order and focusing on the right things. It could be that you have not properly laid out your goals and then the proper strategies to achieve those goals. So a business fails for so many different reasons. And unfortunately, people who are in that situation they hold that in because you don't want to feel like a failure and you don't talk to people. But if you let somebody know you're struggling, then they say, oh, you know what? I just saw this lady on Fit and Fierce podcast and she can hook you up. Just go to her website, nichicamelton.com, and book a call with her.
After you download the free ebook.
Hey.
Because it's in my inbox.
So the failing businesses fail for hundreds of reasons. The great part is most of them can be fixed. The sad part is because the owner suffers in silence, they don't give themselves the opportunity to fix it.
Well, Coach, I think also some of it too is that we all start well-intended. And at times we don't know where to go, who to trust, because on some levels we've been burned by coaches. We've been burned by this whole coaching space that's unregulated. And just because you got a hint of insight, you are now a coach. And so you've bought all this stuff. How important is it to reassure an entrepreneur or someone starting out that if you've gone down the wrong path, it's okay? Because we all miss it.
Well, one of the best things is just giving that personal testimony. Because, child, I have sold Mary Kay, I have sold Pamper Chef, I have sold Sarah Coventry jewelry.
Who?
Chair, I have done it. Okay, I have done it, and that was not the route that I needed to go. God was weaning all of that out. Yes, I needed to be an entrepreneur, and He was getting me comfortable, but you got to be in the right lane. You have to be in the right lane. Are you doing this because somebody told you you'd be good at it? Or are you doing this because you're passionate about it? You have a skill set that aligns with it. You know, why are you in the business? That's a very important question.
And and I think when we're speaking about MLMs, multi-level marketing, pyramid, network marketing, they call it affiliate marketing, social marketing, however you want to name it now, you're baited in with, you will be a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
I have a great opportunity for you. And when you're in a space where either you're thinking you need a space to make extra money, or you're like, I think I can do that. You're put in. I won't say you're roped in, but it's very enticing. And so if you found yourself in that space, because I've been there, I sold Mary Kay. I didn't sell Mary Kay. I bought Mary Kay products. I didn't sell it to nobody. I bought Mary Kay products. I bought It Work products. But those only two. Those only two I've been in. I bought the products. Didn't sell it to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But it was that underlying thing of, I can do it because you told me I could.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand that was a back end benefit to you.
And there's a lot of people who do make money doing those businesses. You just have to, and when I say you, everybody out there watching, you have to make sure that that is the fit for you, because there are millionaires in Mary Kay. There are millionaires in Pampered Chef. There are millionaires in the network marketing. If that's where you're supposed to be, rock it all the way out. It's just not my lane.
Right.
It's
But
just
also
not for me.
understand that, before you all get hyped and go follow up on that call, it does have a 98 to 99% failure rate. So please go in with full awareness and understanding, as with anything, because I don't want you to waste your money in this economy if that's not where you really want to be, because times are tight. I don't want you to give your money away if that's truly not what you feel you need to be doing. There was a question: how do we get the free book?
So you can go to my website, which is nichicamelton.com. Once you input your information, it's going to ask you to book a discovery call. Once you input your information, then you will start getting the emails with the free items in it. Now, let me be real clear, because people think their whole life is going to be solved in a online document, and no, it's not. When you
Will I get a journal?
I think you journaled out, sis. You up here with your 8 days, and your journal is as thick as a college textbook. I think you journaled out for today.
Because and I make light of it, but there are people in certain spaces that, again, selling journals for $120 to tell you that your life can be fixed if you buy their $120 journal. Because there comes a space that before you proceed, you need some clarity about what your goals really are and how to streamline yourself
right
in this path. So going into this new year, what, Tish, listen, I am deep into the anti-MLM world, because again, I've been in it. A lot of people have, especially in this pandemic, endemic world where a lot of people lost their jobs, they were looking for things to make money. And so a lot of people in their vulnerable states have been preyed upon.
Mm-hmm.
And so I make light of how to make six figures in 8 days because I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen it on Instagram. I've seen these ads pop up. And so there are certain sections of people preying on others' vulnerability.
Right.
So the best way I can counter that is to bring experts that can tell you how to get on the right course without selling you a $200 course and a journal to make six figures in 8 hours.
Right. Right.
So once we have clarity, what are some other things that we can do to start being productive?
So one of the biggest things is make sure that your goals are clear. Make sure
I
that,
just said I'm making six figures in 8 hours.
no, you said you wanted to.
Because the lady told me I could. That's why I bought this journal.
I know. And somebody has got to tell you that you have got to get more focused because you listening to every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there, and you have not sat down with them and had a conversation about your goals. One thing I would ask you, what are the top 3 things that you want to get accomplished this week?
Make 100 racks.
Top 3. That's the end result. What are the top 3 things that you want to get done this week?
Write in my journal.
You don't need me to write in the journal. That just takes mobility skills.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need productivity to write in the journal. But what we do need to do is what I need for you to do is go to my website, and I need you to schedule a time with me because we need to break down what it's going to take for you to get to that $100,000 and whether or not you are willing to do the work to make it happen within a certain amount of time.
Post 3 times a day.
No, it's not going to happen.
5.
You have been marketed. Marketed. That's what has happened.
Go live on Facebook.
Okay. And how many people are watching?
Look.
How many people watch you? Okay. And your family don't count because they ain't giving you nothing. All right. No. Adriana said 2.
On a good day.
It doesn't work like that. It does not work. If it did, I'd already be a millionaire.
And so we got our clarity. Mm-hmm. We have to make sure that our goals are clear.
Yes.
And so when you get that clarity, then you have a better idea of where your goals are. So is that the space, then you break them down into chunks, into smaller goals?
Yes. You keep breaking them down because again, it's okay to start with your end result, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're saying, I want to be 6 figures, okay, realistically, by the end of the year, I want to be a 6-figure person. Okay, well, we've got our monthly goals, we've got our weekly goals, then we've got our daily. What are you doing every single day? Where is your mind every single day?
Is it okay for someone to say, you know what, I'm just revamping my business. I'm just realizing that, you know what, I got off course and I need to get back on course. Is it okay to have a $1,000 goal?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's okay to revamp. In the revamping, if we have not changed your behaviors, you're going to continue revamping because you're going to keep running into the same wall because you're still the same person with the same mindset.
Wherever you are, that's where you will meet.
100%. So because you can revamp all day.
Mm-hmm. Because I hear so many people that get fixated on, I got to be 100 stacks, I got to be 100 racks. Can you get to where you are consistent at a certain level first, and then the rest will take care of itself?
Look, can we pay your credit cards off first? Can we start there?
Can you pay your light bill?
Can we make sure all your bills are paid every month without you sweating and your blood pressure going up? Can we start? That's a small
Can we start
goal.
when you making the covering your life basics?
Yeah.
And then the rest will take care of itself.
Because you will build. You will build. That's how multiplication works.
Can you fill your tank up? I mean, I'm just...
$5 don't go far nowadays. So you can't just go up there and say, I'm going to put $5. You'll make it around the corner.
And I think, Coach, those are very realistic goals.
Very much so.
Can you get to a 10-stop?
5 on pump 6. Those are facts, Tish. Those are facts right there.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's very realistic to, when you're starting out as a business owner or whatever nonprofit, get to the point where your goal is that you have enough resources to cover your monthly expenses. Mm-hmm. That is a very realistic goal.
Right.
And I don't know why we're scared to make that a goal.
I don't know why we don't think about it. There are very few people that when I sit down with them, where they start out with, I just want to be able to pay my bills this month. And I think there might be some shame attached to that, because if I can't pay my bills, then that means I'm failing. Well, it just means you're not focused on the right things. And that's why I'm sitting in front of you, because I got to get you back on course. It's not an impossible thing. You got to work. You got to be willing to do the work. You got to be willing to change. We don't always like change, but if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to keep doing the same thing.
I think it's a very realistic and honest thing to say. Starting out in my business, these are my expenses. These are the things I'm responsible for. Mm-hmm. So I need to make sure that I can provide for myself and my family. So whatever your target number is,
right,
let that be that. Right. Now your goal, your long range goal may be 150K, 200,000. But in the meantime, let's make this your goal. Wanda, that's a good question. How do you manage working full time in your own business?
I'm a product of my product, because as you had mentioned at the beginning, I am a realtor with my own real estate firm. In that real estate arm, I'm a property manager. So I'm in an apartment building managing tenants and all that other stuff, along with my coaching clients, along with real estate. I had 2 showings on a listing today, communicating with those agents. It's all about prioritization, organization, and scheduling. Y'all, I'm not on here just talking out the side of my neck, hoping that it hits you right. I am a product of my product. Okay. Real estate firm. I am the broker owner. Okay. I am a property manager, author, working on the 3rd book right now. Okay. Speaker, coach, wife, mama of 6 young adults, ages 22 to 28. I'm a product of my product.
Adriana, I want you to know that you are and never have been. You are not, nor have you ever been, a failure.
Right.
I know you personally. I know the things that you are accomplishing. I know the things that you are doing and will do, because Adriana just set up a storefront for her business.
Okay, Miss Adriana, getting it
Adriana just graduated from college
in. Adriana.
and unprocessed of getting her master's. So, but I do understand how a small failure will set you back because you will get into the spirit of comparison.
Mm.
And you will look at somebody and say, well, she graduated with 4 degrees at 21. And here I am just getting my associates. It's easy to do, especially in the age of social media, because everybody's posting their successes, but very few people are posting their setbacks.
That part right there. That Jonathan McReynolds has a song and it says comparison kills. We have to stop comparing ourselves because we don't know all the ins and outs. We're on the outside looking in. And one thing that I have learned in real estate is that a picture tells the story you want it to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You hit it from the right angle and it's going to tell one story. You hit it from another angle, it's going to tell another story. Don't get caught up in what other people are doing. Get caught up in yourself. Let them motivate you, but don't let it tear you down. So, Adriana, I would hope and pray that you would not look at it as a failure, but you look at it as what you learned, even if it was you learned what not to do. Because there's still a whole lot of people that are learning that. It hasn't registered that if you keep doing that, then it's not going to work.
They just repackage it and try to repurpose it as something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people never learn that, you know what, this isn't working. Right. I should probably pivot. I should probably move on and I should probably stop. And I think that's another conversation in itself to know when it's time to pivot.
Absolutely. And I'm a believer 100. I love the Lord. And when I say Lord and when I say God, I'm talking about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay. His son is Jesus, Yeshua. Okay. When God tells you to pivot, you pivot. When he tells you to shift, you shift. Can I just tell y'all, I did not ask for all of the things that I am doing right now. But when he says do, I do. And he's showing me that there is a need. There are people out there. They are successful from one standpoint, but they are drowning in their everyday life and they're stressed because they don't know how to be productive in a healthy way. And one of the things that I do is I make productivity simple. I make it simple for you. You work, but it's a simple process. We complicate things and we make it harder than what it has to be. Don't get caught up in the images. People are drowning with those 6 figures in their bank account. They don't have any peace because they're not doing the right things.
And it's important to recognize, as you said earlier, find what works for you.
100%. And then do it better.
And a lot of it, as you alluded to, comes to creating systems. No, ma'am, I will not let you drown because I know where you live. No, Adriana, you will not. But it's easy to do. And Adriana, I love you and appreciate you from your transparency. That's my dinner. Y'all just heard beeping. I appreciate you for your transparency because a lot of people are starting to drown because they've taken on things and they're so overwhelmed that they just abandoned the mission.
Right.
And the vision that you have wasn't incorrect. It's how you're executing and unsure of how to go down that path. And so I'm telling you right now, don't abandon your vision. Instead, figure out who you need on your team to help you get there.
Right. Exactly.
And do not buy a journal, $120 journal from somebody to tell you to lump your task from day to day to day. You do not need, y'all, I love a good journal. You do not need another journal. Look into these eyes with this blue filter. You don't need another journal. You don't need another class.
Mm-mm.
What you need is to sit down and be still and figure out how to make your vision work. And listen to certain voices that you can trust to get you there. And Coach Melton will get you there. Now, it's going to hurt because she's going to tear your processes up. It's going to hurt. I feel it now. Feel that now. That she's like, baby, why are you doing that? I feel that in my spirit. That, baby, now where are you?
Yeah, I do get in your situations and circumstances,
Now,
but
baby,
it's all in love.
Baby, why you got all this? Baby, who told you to do this? Baby, who?
Trash. Straight trash.
Baby, you know what? I need you to get that whole stack of papers and throw it in the trash.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna need you to take all that and just put it. But sometimes the things that you avoid doing are the things that you're gonna need to get to your next level.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That happens more often than not, actually.
Mm-hmm. I was at lunch today, and thank you to my brother for giving me a gift card to a certain restaurant. And I was talking to the lady because she has locks. They're growing out. And I said, your locks are beautiful. I said, okay, anytime. She said, but I don't like them because they're not where they want to be yet. I said, but can we take a moment to celebrate your progress?
Yes. Yes.
I said, but the problem with being in the middle of your season is that you're not where you want to be because you're not familiar with it yet. But we have a tendency to run back to where we were because that's what we know. But you're going to be frustrated if you go back.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead, because we're in this space of uncertainty, we don't know how to appreciate where we are. And I looked up and she started crying. And I was like, why are you crying? She said, you just don't know what you just did for me in this moment.
Oh, wow.
She said, because I was sitting here trying to figure out whether to move into another space, but I was scared.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there like, ooh. And so I'm just sitting there like, doo-doo-doo-doo. Ma'am. And I'm sitting there, ate my little lunch because I was going grocery shopping, wanted some on my system. I was like, well, ma'am, I need to get my check so I can go. She said, no, ma'am, it's on the house. She said, because what you did for me in this moment was something that you don't know what I needed.
Wow.
And I was like,
that's a blessing.
So I'm here to tell you that if your process don't feel like it's processing, this isn't the time to abandon your vision.
Right.
This is the time to get around somebody that's going to align you with where you need to be. Now, Coach, you said we can get to your website. I put it in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Any final words?
I guess my final words would be, don't beat yourself up. Anything can be fixed. Anything can be corrected. You've just got to connect with the right person or persons to help you see your worth in where you are, and then help you move forward to where you need and want to be. It takes time. There is no such thing as get rich quick. There are processes and time that you have to take and go through. Embrace it, walk through it, crawl through it if you have to. Go to my website, book your call. You'll get your free item, and we're going to get you all the way together for 2024.
So do I need my journal though?
I already done told you, put that journal in the trash can by your desk. You holding on. That's why you ain't got nowhere, because you holding on to stuff that you don't need. It ain't benefiting you.
But I do though.
Where? How long you wait a second. Okay, so let me just make this point right here. Because you said you had that journal for 39 days. You're supposed to make 100,000 in 8. So we can say it don't work. Okay.
She didn't say which 8. She didn't say which 8. She just said I'm gonna make it. She wasn't 8 specific.
You've had so many 8 days that
because it's the sign of new beginning. She was not 8 specific. She just said it 8 days.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It is done. Just like the Lord said on the 7th day, it is finished. You and that journal, okay? We got to start over.
And y'all, I know I'm joking about it, but I've seen these classes. I get these emails, and what's going to get you on course is having somebody that you can partner with to get you right. I'm joking about it because in a different season, when I was younger, I bought into that.
Yeah.
I actually bought something that stupid. And when I got it, I was so mad at myself because I knew better. But given where I was in that season, I was like, I'm trying to cheat the process. Y'all, I was trying to cheat the process. And the only thing I lost was $32.
Oh, I'm glad that was it.
I'm saying this was a while. This was back in the day. This was a long time ago.
Woo, nowadays.
120 and up. So I was trying to cheat the process and skirt through doing the work I needed to do mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I was trying to cheat the process. And so I can
get your money back.
I should have. And so I'm sitting in a space in my big old age and in the season that I'm in to tell you there ain't no shortcuts.
No, it's not.
For what we both do, there are no shortcuts. And so if you come to me looking like, well, I read on, show me that website, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna report it and fight you because I'm not doing this with you.
And I'm gonna do you one better. I am that person that will tell you we're not a good fit.
And you have to.
Because I'm not gonna sit there and argue with you.
Oh no, I'm gonna go a lot of places this year, but back and forth with you ain't one of them. I'm gonna get on ships and planes. I'm gonna go on trips and but going back and forth with you ain't one of. I'm gonna go a lot of places, but back and forth is not one of them.
Back and forth, round and round, we not doing it.
Ain't, can't, won't, can't. So ma'am, thank you so much. If you haven't liked her Facebook page, please like it. And I'm going to ask that if you haven't liked mine, please do so. I would appreciate the follow, and you can stay in touch with me and all my shenanigans. My personal page is boring. You don't want to go over there. It's boring. It's boring. But the business page, I'm showing more of my personality now. So I shenan on the business side more. I'm going to have to use that. Back and forth ain't one. No, Tish, I'm not. No. Aaliyah went back and forth, but I'm not going back and forth.
Yes, you did.
LYAH went back and forth. I'm not. Hey. Aaliyah went back and forth. Beverly's not.
No.
So y'all, thank you for a wonderful evening. Don't go anywhere. My dog is down right here giving me the stank face because it's 6:00. So that means she's ready to eat. She knows when it's time. So I got to go feed the dog before she cuts my ankles. She knows when 6:00 and she's right here. And she's looking up like
you know what you're supposed to be doing.
She's like, so I gotta feed my dog before she starts barking, but you stay on right quick, ma'am. Have an amazing day. If you're participating in Dr. MLK service, your day of service, please dress warm. Please go out and serve the community. Thank y'all so much, and I will see y'all next Sunday, y'all.
Thank y'all. Thank you.